The red alert sirens blared through the gleaming headquarters of the Interplanetary Financial Alliance in New Geneva. Dr. Lei Min's holographic displays flickered with disturbing data streams as he rushed down the corridor, his heart pounding in his chest. August 15th, 2147 would be remembered as the day Earth's economic foundation crumbled. All gold reserves. Gone, Min whispered, scanning the emergency report for the third time. The young Vietnamese economist had built his career on innovative financial solutions, but nothing had prepared him for this. At 42, Min carried himself with the quiet confidence of someone who had navigated the world's most complex economic challenges. His analytical mind had earned him the top position at the IFA. Yet the current crisis left even his brilliant intellect reeling. "Confirmed, sir," replied Security Chief Huang Nam, his stern face appearing on the holographic communication panel. "Every significant gold repository on Earth reports the same. The vaults are intact, security systems functional, but the gold has simply disappeared." Through the panoramic windows of the IFA's 157th floor, Min could see the city of New Geneva stretching below, a testament to humanity's resilience after the climate wars. The artificial lake shimmered under the August sun, surrounded by sustainable architecture and vertical farms. But beneath this veneer of prosperity, Earth's economy was already fragile. Global resources had been stretched thin for decades. The carefully managed gold reserves had been the bedrock of stability in an increasingly unstable world. "The markets will collapse by morning if we don't contain this," Min said, his voice steady despite the panic threatening to overwhelm him. "Initiate Protocol Omega. Full information blackout until we understand what's happening." Nam nodded grimly. "Sir, there's something else. Our orbital surveillance detected an anomaly over the New Siberian Plateau approximately 6 hours ago. A massive unidentified object was briefly visible before engaging some form of cloaking technology." Min's eyes narrowed. "Show me." The display shifted to grainy footage of an enormous vessel hovering over the frozen landscape. Its surface gleamed with an almost metallic sheen before it faded from view. The ship's dimensions defied conventional aerospace engineering. "That's not one of ours," Min stated the obvious. "Alert the Global Defense Council, but quietly. I want a direct channel to whatever that is." "Sir?" Nam looked uncertain. "If someone, or something, can extract every ounce of gold from secure facilities simultaneously across the planet without triggering a single alarm, they can certainly hear us. I suspect they're waiting for contact." Within 24 hours, Dr. Lei Min found himself standing in the frozen wasteland of New Siberia, surrounded by a hastily assembled team of Earth's top scientists, linguists, and military personnel. The biting wind whipped across the plateau, but Min barely noticed the cold. His attention was fixed on the shimmering distortion in the air before them, the only visual indication of the massive vessel. "Broadcasting on all frequencies," announced the communications specialist. "Standard first contact protocols." Minutes stretched into hours as they waited. The tension was palpable. Some military advisors had argued for an immediate offensive, but Min had convinced the Global Defense Council that diplomacy was their only viable option. Against a civilization capable of such technology, Earth's weapons would be meaningless. Finally, the air before them rippled like water, and a section of nothingness transformed into an entrance. A soft, amber light spilled onto the snow. "They're inviting us in," Min said, taking a step forward. "Dr. Min, I must advise against," began the military attaché. "If they wanted to harm us, they could have done so already," Min replied calmly. "Besides, they have our gold. I'm going to negotiate its return." The interior of the vessel defied human architectural principles. Corridors curved in impossible geometries, and the amber light seemed to emanate from the very walls. After what felt like kilometers of walking, they were led into a vast chamber where several figures waited. The beings called themselves the Aurelian Council. Humanoid in general form, but taller and more slender, with skin that seemed to shimmer with a golden luminescence. Their features were elegant, almost ethereal, with large, iridescent eyes that reflected light like precious gems. "We welcome Earth's representatives," spoke one being in perfect English, though Min noticed their mouth didn't move in synchronization with the words. Some form of translation technology, he surmised. "I am Alara, appointed liaison for this interaction. I am Dr. Lei Min, Chief Economist of the Interplanetary Financial Alliance. You have taken something that belongs to our world. We've come to understand why and negotiate its return." Alara's expression remained serene. "We have not taken, Dr. Min. We have borrowed for a purpose that will benefit both our civilizations. We are researchers of cosmic economics, studying how different species develop value systems and exchange mechanisms. You've initiated an economic collapse by removing our primary reserve currency without warning," Min countered, maintaining his composure. "Billions of lives will be affected." "That was not our intention," Alara responded. "We observed that your civilization has reached a critical junction. Your dependency on a finite resource as currency backing has created artificial scarcity that limits your potential. We propose an alternative currency experiment." Min raised an eyebrow. "Experiment? In exchange for the temporary use of your gold reserves, we offer technological knowledge that will allow Earth to harness energy in ways your science has not yet discovered. Energy that can be quantified, stored, and transferred, creating a new foundation for your economy that is renewable rather than finite." As Alara explained the proposed technology, a revolutionary method of capturing and storing quantum energy, Min's mind raced with possibilities. If viable, this could transform Earth's economy and solve the resource crises that had plagued humanity for generations. But the transition would be chaotic, possibly devastating in the short term. "How do we know this technology works? That it's safe?" Min asked. Alara gestured, and a portion of the wall transformed into a demonstration of the energy conversion process. "We will provide a working prototype and knowledge transfer. Your scientists can verify and adapt it to your specific needs. And our gold will be returned once the experiment reaches completion, approximately 3 Earth years, or immediately, should you choose to decline our proposal." Min studied the being before him. "Why offer this exchange? What do you gain?" Alara's expression shifted subtly, the closest thing to a smile Min had seen from them. "Knowledge. Dr. Min, we study economic evolution across galaxies. Your species stands at a fascinating crossroads between resource dependency and technological transcendence. We wish to observe how you adapt." After 3 days of intense negotiations, Min returned to New Geneva with a diplomatic agreement and a small device containing the promised technology. The world's leaders had reluctantly agreed to the experiment, primarily because they saw no alternative. Markets had already begun to destabilize as rumors of missing gold reserves leaked despite the information blackout. The IFA headquarters became the center of frantic activity as Earth's top scientists examined the Aurelian technology. Initial tests confirmed its authenticity. The device could indeed convert various forms of environmental energy into a stable, measurable, and transferable quantum state. "This changes everything," whispered Dr. Amara Okafor, the quantum physicist leading the research team. "Not just currency, this could revolutionize our entire energy infrastructure." Min nodded, watching the device generate a glowing sphere of concentrated energy. "Can it be replicated with Earth technology?" "With modifications, yes. The principles are sound, though centuries ahead of our current understanding. We'll need to build proper containment facilities, develop new measurement standards, establish conversion protocols." Her voice trailed off as she became lost in calculations. "How long until we can implement a practical system?" Min pressed. 6 months for a preliminary infrastructure. Perhaps a year before we could begin limited currency applications. Min grimaced. The global economy won't last 6 weeks without intervention. That night, Min addressed the world in an emergency broadcast. Standing before the IFA emblem, he explained the situation with careful precision. The mysterious disappearance of gold, the contact with the Aurelian Council, and the proposed alternative currency based on quantum energy conversion. This transition will not be easy, he concluded, his face solemn but determined. But it offers an unprecedented opportunity to build a more sustainable economic foundation. The Interplanetary Financial Alliance is implementing immediate stabilization measures. I ask for your patience and cooperation as we navigate this historic transformation together. The public reaction was swift and chaotic. Financial markets plummeted despite emergency controls. Riots erupted in major cities as people rushed to secure tangible assets. Religious leaders declared the Aurelians to be either saviors or demons. Conspiracy theorists claimed the entire scenario was fabricated to justify a global power grab. At Titan Corp headquarters in Neo-Shanghai, CEO Gregory Voss watched Min's address with narrowed eyes. At 65, Voss had built the world's largest private banking and technology conglomerate through ruthless efficiency and strategic foresight. Titan Corp controlled nearly 30% of global digital banking and had secretly maintained one of the largest private gold reserves on the planet, now vanished like all the rest. This experiment threatens everything we've built, Voss told his executive board. If energy becomes the new gold standard, the power balance shifts away from financial institutions to energy producers. We need to control this technology before it controls us. As weeks passed, Min worked tirelessly to stabilize the global economy while overseeing the development of what was now called the Enercoin system. The Aurelian technology was being adapted for Earth use at a secret facility in the Gobi Desert, chosen for its isolation and abundant solar energy. Elara remained on Earth as the Aurelian liaison, working closely with the research team. Though initially regarded with suspicion, her vast knowledge and genuine desire to help gradually earned the respect of the human scientists. Min found himself increasingly relying on her insights as they navigated the complex implementation challenges. Your species adapts remarkably quickly, Elara observed one evening as they reviewed progress reports in Min's office. Most civilizations take generations to transition currency systems. Min smiled wearily. Necessity drives innovation, though not everyone is adapting willingly. Indeed, opposition to the Enercoin system was growing. Traditional financial powers, led by Titan Corp, lobbied aggressively against implementation. Their media outlets spread doubt about the technology's safety and reliability. Religious conservatives decried the alien corruption of Earth's economy. And a mysterious hacker collective calling themselves Silver Dawn had begun targeting IFA systems with increasingly sophisticated attacks. They fear what they don't understand, Elara said. This is consistent with our observations across species. It's more than that, Min replied. This technology reshuffles power dynamics. Those who controlled gold want to control Enercoin. His suspicions were confirmed when IFA intelligence intercepted communications revealing Titan Corp's efforts to infiltrate the Gobi facility. Voss had assembled a team of corporate spies to steal the Enercoin technology. We need better security, Min told Security Chief Nam. If this technology leaks before we establish proper regulations, we could face catastrophic consequences. I've doubled the protective measures, Nam assured him. But Titan Corp has resources that rival small nations, and they're not our only concern. Silver Dawn's attacks are becoming more coordinated. I suspect they have inside help. The pressure intensified when public protests erupted outside the IFA headquarters. Thousands gathered, demanding the return of gold reserves and rejecting the alien conspiracy. Media coverage turned increasingly hostile, with commentators questioning Min's loyalty to humanity. Perhaps I should address their concerns directly, Min suggested during an emergency council meeting. Inadvisable, countered the IFA's public relations director. The situation is too volatile. Your appearance would only inflame tensions. Isolated in his role and increasingly vilified in public discourse, Min found an unexpected ally in Alara. The Aurelian seemed unfazed by the chaos, maintaining her serene composure even as human society fractured around them. Your world stands at a familiar precipice, she told him during a rare moment of quiet. We have observed this pattern repeatedly across galaxies. Old systems resist their obsolescence. Fear battles hope, but the societies that thrive are those that embrace transformation. And those that don't? Min asked. Alara's luminescent eyes held his gaze. They cling to their gold until both become dust. 6 months into the experiment, the first functional Enercoin prototype was activated at the Gobi facility. The system successfully converted solar energy into stable quantum units that could be stored, transferred, and measured with remarkable precision. Early economic models suggested Enercoin could provide a more flexible, sustainable currency base than gold had ever offered. But as the implementation date approached, the opposition grew desperate. Titan Corp launched a coordinated legal and media campaign against the IFA, accusing Min of treason and claiming the Aurelians were manipulating humanity for unknown purposes. The Silver Dawn hackers intensified their attacks, briefly breaching the IFA's outer security protocols before being repelled. Then came the blow Min had feared most. Someone leaked classified footage of his initial negotiation with the Aurelian Council, selectively edited to make it appear that Min had willingly surrendered Earth's gold without resistance. The footage went viral, sparking outrage and calls for his arrest. You need to go into protective custody, Nam insisted, showing Min the death threats flooding secure channels. We can continue implementation without you as the public face. Min shook his head. If I hide now, it validates their narrative. I need to finish what we started. That resolve was tested when the Global Oversight Committee summoned him for emergency hearings. For 3 grueling days, Min defended the Enercoin project before hostile legislators, explaining the technology's potential while enduring accusations of naivety at best and treason at worst. You handed over our gold to aliens, Senator Haruka Tanaka said icily during a particularly tense exchange. Gold that represented trillions in economic stability. In return for what? Promises and untested technology? I negotiated the best possible outcome from an impossible situation. Min replied calmly. The Aurelians could have kept our gold without offering anything in return. Instead, they provided technology that solves not just our currency crisis, but potentially our energy limitations as well. And you trust these beings implicitly? The senator pressed. I trust the technology, which our best scientists have verified. As for the Aurelians themselves, they have honored every aspect of our agreement thus far. Despite his composed performance, the political damage was done. The committee issued a formal censure, and Min's authority was restricted to technical oversight of the Enercoin implementation. Public confidence in the project plummeted, and investment partners began withdrawing support. Returning to his apartment that night, Min found it had been ransacked. Nothing valuable was taken, but his personal files had been searched. A warning, he realized, or someone looking for leverage. His secure communicator chimed with an encrypted message from an unknown source. Not all who challenge you are enemies. Meet tomorrow. Central Park. Dawn. Against Nam's strenuous objections, Min went to the meeting. The morning mist still clung to New Geneva's Central Park as he sat on a designated bench, watching joggers pass by with studied nonchalance. Dr. Min, came a voice behind him. Don't turn around. Min remained still. You have my attention. I represent Silver Dawn. We've been attacking your systems. Yes, but not for the reasons you think. Enlighten me, Min said dryly. Titan Corp has infiltrated your project at the highest levels. We've been probing your security to identify their access points. Your chief technology officer, Dieter Klein, is feeding them everything: research data, security protocols, implementation timelines. Min's mind raced. Klein had been one of the project's most vocal supporters, often working alongside Alara herself. Prove it! Check terminal access logs for the quantum stabilization protocols. Cross-reference with external data transmissions. The pattern is clear once you know to look for it. Why tell me this? Why not expose him publicly? A moment of silence. Because Titan Corp doesn't want to stop Enercoin, they want to control it. If Klein is exposed now, they'll simply activate another asset. We need to catch them in the act and reveal the full scope of their operation. Who are you really? Min asked. Former Titan Corp security specialists who discovered what Voss is planning. He doesn't just want economic control. He's negotiating with separate factions to sell versions of the technology to opposing government blocs. He's creating an arms race with Enercoin at its center. The stranger departed as quietly as they had arrived, leaving Min with a data chip containing evidence of Klein's betrayal. After careful verification, Min shared the information with Nam and a small circle of trusted advisors. What's our play? Nam asked once they had confirmed Klein's duplicity. We feed him controlled information, Min decided. Make him think he's accessing the complete Enercoin specifications, but with critical modifications that would render any unauthorized implementation unstable. A trap, Nam nodded approvingly. More than that, Min continued. An opportunity to identify Titan Corp's entire network. We'll need to coordinate with Silver Dawn, carefully, over the next month. Min orchestrated an elaborate counterintelligence operation. Klein was kept under covert surveillance while being fed increasingly valuable-seeming but subtly flawed technical data. Meanwhile, Min worked with Alara to accelerate the legitimate Enercoin implementation, knowing they were now racing against Titan Corp's plans. The Gobi facility expanded rapidly, with additional sites established in strategic locations around the globe. The technology worked better than anyone had anticipated, generating stable energy reserves that could be precisely quantified and transferred through secure quantum channels. We'll be ready for limited public implementation within weeks, Min informed the IFA board. The economic modeling shows potential for immediate stabilization once we activate the system. But as the launch date approached, Klein made his move. Security sensors detected a massive unauthorized data transfer from the central research database, Klein attempting to extract the complete Enercoin specifications. He took the bait, Nam confirmed. And we've tracked the transmission to a Titan Corp facility in the Gobi Desert, just 50 kilometers from our main installation. Satellite imagery revealed a hastily constructed complex with advanced security systems and what appeared to be an Enercoin generator under construction. They're building their own version, Min realized, using the flawed specifications. Which would be catastrophic if activated, Alara added, her normally calm demeanor showing concern. The modified protocols would create quantum instability that could spread through connected systems. We need to shut them down, Nam said firmly. I can have a tactical team ready in hours. No, Min countered. A direct assault would just validate their narrative about IFA overreach. We need to expose their operation publicly while preventing the technology activation. What followed was a race against time. While Nam's security team prepared a covert operation to infiltrate the Titan Corp facility, Min worked with Silver Dawn to compile irrefutable evidence of Voss's conspiracy. Alara provided crucial insights into how to safely neutralize the flawed Enercoin prototype before it could be activated. 3 days before the official Enercoin launch, Min received word that Titan Corp was preparing to activate their prototype. With no time left for subtlety, he authorized the infiltration operation. As dawn broke over the Gobi Desert, Nam led a small team of specialists toward the Titan Corp compound. Min and Alara monitored from a mobile command center several kilometers away. watching through drone feeds as the team bypassed the outer security perimeter. "Primary target confirmed," came Nam's voice over the secure channel. "Voss himself is on site. They're initiating startup procedures for the prototype. You need to reach the central control node before they complete the quantum alignment," Elara instructed. "Otherwise, the cascading failure will be impossible to contain." The operation descended into chaos when Titan Corp security detected the infiltration. Gunfire erupted across the compound as Nam's team fought their way toward the central facility. "We're pinned down in the eastern corridor," Nam reported, the sound of energy weapons discharging in the background. "Cannot reach the control center in time." Min made a split-second decision. "Hold position. I'm coming in." "Absolutely not," Nam objected. "The risk is, no one else understands both the security systems and the quantum technology well enough." Min cut him off. "Elara, you're with me," before his security detail could stop him. Min and Elara boarded a tactical skimmer and raced toward the compound. Using the confusion of the ongoing firefight as cover, they slipped through a maintenance access point that Silver Dawn had identified in the facility schematics. "The control center should be 2 levels down," Min whispered as they navigated dimly lit corridors. "The quantum signature is growing stronger," Elara confirmed, consulting a small device on her wrist. "They're nearing completion of the alignment sequence." They reached the central chamber just as Gregory Voss was preparing to initiate the final activation sequence. The elderly CEO stood before a massive control panel, surrounded by technicians and armed guards. "Stop!" Min shouted, stepping into the open. "The technology is flawed. Activation will cause a quantum cascade that could destroy this entire region." Voss turned, his surprise quickly giving way to a cold smile. "Dr. Min, how convenient of you to deliver yourself to us. And you've brought your alien handler as well. This isn't about politics or power," Min insisted. Taking a cautious step forward, "The scientific principles are clear. Your implementation based on stolen, modified data will create an uncontainable reaction." "A convenient claim," Voss sneered. "More likely you're trying to protect your monopoly on this revolutionary technology." "He speaks truth," Elara interjected, her voice carrying a resonant authority that made several technicians pause. "Your scientists have misinterpreted crucial stabilization protocols. I can demonstrate the error if you allow me access to your system." For a moment, doubt flickered across Voss's face. Then his expression hardened. "Secure them. Continue the activation sequence." Guards moved to apprehend Min and Elara, but a sudden explosion rocked the facility. Nam's team had breached the lower level, creating the diversion Min needed. In the chaos, Elara moved with unexpected speed, reaching the control panel before the guards could react. Her fingers danced across the interface, implementing emergency shutdown protocols as Min struggled with the security officer. The Enercoin prototype pulsed with increasingly unstable energy, the quantum matrix visibly fluctuating. "It's too late for a complete shutdown," Elara called out. "The reaction has begun." Voss lunged for the controls, but Min intercepted him, both men crashing to the floor in a desperate struggle. "You're going to kill us all," Min gasped. "Better that than surrender control to your alien masters," Voss snarled, his face contorted with rage. As they fought, Elara worked frantically to contain the cascading quantum reaction. The chamber filled with a blinding golden light as the prototype overloaded. "I can redirect the energy," Elara announced. "But the containment field won't hold for long. Everyone must evacuate immediately." Security personnel fled as warning sirens blared throughout the facility. Nam and his team arrived, helping subdue the remaining Titan Corp guards. Voss, seeing his plan collapsing, made a final desperate attempt to reach the controls but was restrained. "You don't understand what you're doing," the CEO ranted as Nam's team secured him. "They're using you. Min, this was never about economics. It's about control." Get him out of here, Min ordered, turning his attention to the failing prototype. Elara, what's our status? The Aurelian's face was grim. The reaction can't be stopped completely. I've modified the containment field to direct the discharge upward, away from the surrounding area, but someone needs to maintain the alignment manually until the energy dissipates. I'll do it, Min volunteered immediately. No, Elara countered. My physiology can withstand the quantum exposure, yours cannot. This is my responsibility. Before Min could protest, a new voice interrupted. Neither of you will be making that sacrifice today. A figure stepped from the shadows. Another Aurelian, but with markings Min hadn't seen before, with practiced precision. The newcomer approached the controls and initiated a sequence that Min didn't recognize. Who are you? Min demanded. Theron, Aurelian Security Council. The being replied without looking up from the controls. We've been monitoring Titan Corp's activities since they first attempted to access our technology. A soft hum filled the chamber as Theron completed the sequence, and the prototype's chaotic energy gradually stabilized, collapsing inward until it disappeared completely. You've shut it down? Min asked in disbelief. Contained and neutralized, Theron confirmed. The flawed implementation created a unique signature that allowed us to track it. We couldn't intervene directly until they attempted activation. Our protocols regarding non-interference are quite strict. As emergency teams secured the facility, Min found himself processing this new development. There were more of you watching us all along? Of course, Elara admitted. An experiment of this magnitude requires proper observation, but the intervention protocols are reserved for extinction-level events only, which this would have become if activated in population centers as Voss intended, Theron added. Hours later, as dawn broke over the desert, Min stood outside the facility watching Titan Corp personnel being taken into custody. Global news networks were broadcasting footage of the raid, along with evidence of Voss's conspiracy to weaponize the Enercoin technology and sell it to competing government factions. Public opinion is shifting rapidly, Nam reported, checking the latest data streams. With Titan Corp's manipulation exposed, support for the official Enercoin implementation has jumped almost 30% overnight. Min nodded, exhaustion evident in his face. And Voss? Singing like a bird to avoid maximum penalties. He's implicated half his board and several government officials in the conspiracy. The financial oversight committees are in chaos. Elara approached, having concluded her debriefing with Theron. Your civilization faces a critical moment, Dr. Min. The path forward has never been clearer, but it requires courage to take the first step. The following week, Min addressed the world again, this time with renewed confidence and global support. Standing before the United Nations Assembly in New York, he officially launched the Enercoin system. Today, we embark on a new economic era, he declared. Not based on the artificial scarcity of precious metals, but on the abundant energy that surrounds us all. Enercoin represents more than a currency. It symbolizes our capacity to transform crisis into opportunity, to evolve beyond limitation toward sustainable prosperity. The transition proceeded more smoothly than anyone had anticipated. With Titan Corp's manipulation exposed, opposition to the new system rapidly diminished. Financial markets stabilized as Enercoin units entered circulation, backed by the quantum energy reserves generated at facilities around the world. Over the next 2 years, the global economy transformed. Energy production became the new foundation of wealth, creating more distributed economic power as regions previously disadvantaged by resource scarcity found themselves able to generate valuable currency through renewable energy collection. Traditional financial institutions adapted, becoming facilitators of the new energy-based economy rather than its gatekeepers. True to their word, the Aurelian Council returned Earth's gold reserves exactly 3 years after their initial removal. The mysterious vessel reappeared over New Geneva, and a formal ceremony was held to commemorate the successful completion of the alternative currency experiment. By then, however, gold had become largely symbolic. While it retained value as a luxury commodity and historical artifact, its role as the foundation of global currency had been permanently replaced by the more flexible, renewable Enercoin system. At the ceremony, Elara presented Min with a small crystal containing a complete record of the experiment from the Aurelian perspective. "Your civilization has performed remarkably," she told him. "Few species adapt so quickly to fundamental change." "We had excellent guidance," Min replied with a smile. "You had courage," Elara corrected. "The guidance was merely technical. The vision to transform crisis into advancement, that was uniquely human." As the Aurelian vessel prepared to depart, Min had one final question for Elara. "Was this really just an experiment? Or did you choose Earth specifically because you knew we needed to evolve beyond gold?" Elara's luminescent eyes held his gaze for a long moment. "Perhaps both can be true, Dr. Min. The most meaningful experiments are those where all participants grow through the process." The Aurelian vessel departed with little fanfare, leaving Earth forever changed. The United Nations established a permanent Interstellar Relations Committee with Min as its first chairperson. The door to cosmic cooperation had been opened, with Earth now recognized as a civilization ready for wider galactic engagement. 5 years after the gold disappeared, Dr. Lei Min stood on the observation deck of the new IFA headquarters, watching the sunset over New Geneva. The city had changed. Vertical energy farms now dotted the landscape, their quantum collectors gleaming in the fading light. Beyond the city limits, construction had begun on Earth's first interstellar communication array, designed using principles derived from Aurelian technology. "Admiring your handiwork?" asked Huang Nam, now director of Earth's Interstellar Security Division. Min smiled. "Admiring humanity's resilience. We faced economic collapse, alien contact, corporate conspiracy, and technological revolution, all in the span of a few years, and emerged stronger for it." Nam agreed. "The latest reports show global poverty declining at unprecedented rates. Energy equality initiatives have transformed regions that were economically marginalized for centuries. And our friends among the stars." Nam consulted his neural interface. "Long-range tracking lost the Aurelian vessel near the Oort cloud, but we've detected similar quantum signatures in 12 different stellar systems. I think they're watching to see what we do next." Min nodded thoughtfully. "Then let's give them something worth observing." In the years that followed, Earth continued its transformation. The Enercoin system evolved into a sophisticated quantum energy economy that eliminated the artificial scarcity that had defined previous economic models. With unlimited sustainable currency backed by renewable energy, human innovation flourished free from many traditional constraints. The story of the gold abduction became legend, taught in schools as the pivotal moment when Earth transcended its planetary economy and took its first steps toward cosmic citizenship. And at the center of that legend stood Dr. Lei Min, the economist who had seen opportunity where others saw only crisis. In academic circles, the incident became known as the Aurelian intervention, debated endlessly by economists, philosophers, and xenosociologists. Had it been a genuine experiment, a calculated nudge to help humanity evolve, or something else entirely? Min never claimed to know the full truth, but on quiet nights, gazing at the stars from his home in the Vietnamese highlands, he sometimes raised a glass to distant watchers and whispered a simple toast to golden opportunities, far beyond Earth's solar system, aboard a vessel that defied human comprehension. Elara reviewed the final data from the Earth experiment. The holographic display showed a thriving planet, its energy signature pulsing with vibrant potential. "Remarkable adaptation rate," noted Theron, studying the economic progression charts. "They implemented the technology in ways we hadn't anticipated. They exceeded parameters across all metrics." Elara agreed. "The Council will be pleased." "And the gold?" asked another Aurelian observer. Elara gestured to the massive vault where Earth's borrowed gold was stored alongside samples from thousands of other civilizations. A cosmic library of economic evolution. To be returned as promised, though I suspect they'll value what they've gained far more than what they temporarily lost. The vessel accelerated toward the galactic core, where the full Aurelian Council awaited their report. Behind them, Earth glowed with the distinctive quantum signature of a civilization that had successfully transcended its first great economic limitation, ready now for whatever the cosmos might offer next. In New Geneva, Dr. Lei Min signed the final authorization for Earth's first interstellar embassy, a monument not built on gold, but on the unlimited potential of human ingenuity and cosmic cooperation.